That's crazy. I didn't even know
For
about
realsies.
They're super unprofessional.
Yeah.
Just
like us.
Nice.
All right, so we are here once again. Technical Tuesdays. We're back. You guys thought we weren't going to bring it back, but we did. And we're here with possibly the most controversial figure in the Smash community, certainly the most controversial content creator in the Smash community, Technicals himself.
I've been called one of the best as well. Let's just throw that in there.
Yeah. So we're going to get into all that, into the history of your controversy, your back and forth that's ongoing with the Smash community. So why don't
do you even feel like you're in the Smash community?
Well, at a time I was, but now it's more like I took an 8-month break from Smash right after the whole ESAM thing, and then I came back and did some stuff. Like, it's not like that's my content. It's just that's what I felt I needed to do, and it would be something that would be fun to, like, revisit.
Right.
But every time I do it, well, yeah, it's fun to dunk on, like, dumbasses. And, like, I'm the best at doing it, so it's just, like, free subs, it feels like. But at the same time, all the recent growth, it's felt like I have kind of an obligation to revisit everything else and just kind of get it out of the way before I jump back to whatever I was doing.
So why don't you doing like this onslaught of Smash content right now?
Yeah.
Walk us through like how this all started. I mean, I guess I feel like the ESAM video is what really kicked it off in terms of just everyone in like I don't follow Ultimate because I'm not gender fluid, but tell me the Ultimate scene, like how that, because that seems to be what you're clashing against, really. It's not like the Melee community, really.
Yeah, no, I think the Melee community's like having a fucking grand old time watching it. I've seen a lot of people from Melee commenting like, oh, this is why I don't fuck with Ultimate. So it's really not a problem with them. I feel like even they hate some of the Ultimate community because of how they treated like Hungrybox and shit was something. What was it? The Pyra and Mithra thing that went down?
I don't even know about that.
Yeah, some stupid shit that I probably don't care about.
I mean, I'm gonna say that as like someone who was once in the Melee community, I don't really see them as like, while I do see this as clearly this is all related to Ultimate, and I do think that like it seems like these problems are worse on the Ultimate side of things. Melee like has the same sort of issues going on, the same sort of like figures who look out for each other and they do the whole virtue signaling, but they are guilty of the kind of things that they advocate against, sort of stuff. Like that is all exists. It all exists within the Melee side as well. They're not. I left the Melee community largely because I found that shit super annoying.
One of the things that's going to be a concept that I'm going to be exploring in the next video is the fact that a lot of these people have contributed to this kind of environment, which is going to be part of the new conversation they're going to start after I'm done ass fucking them, about them being in places with people of all different ages, like 16, 18, under 21 type shit, and doing all this partying and drinking and things that really just create an unsafe environment for the younger crowd, because Smash does pull in a younger audience, and you have to be aware of that when you're doing all this really irresponsible shit. So that's going to be a major talking point, I
So
assume.
you started out with the ESAM video. Tell me why that came to be. What was the response from that? What was that? What did that mean for your channel? And then now the latest one was on. The
latest
you did
one was
on
on
CaptainZack.
but there was one on CaptainZack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
really, my motivation for making anything at any time is just how I feel in the moment. Like, ESAM just pisses me off, so I felt like making it. Like, there's no, like, if I were to say, like, there's a grand scheme behind everything, nah, it's just all a massive troll.
So this is not part of the technical cinematic universe, is what you're saying.
No, but it's funny. You can go to any video. You can go to like his Instagram. You'll see a boxing ring comment. He's been reduced to like a single meme, all because he didn't want to do like a $5,000 charity event. Like, why would you not want to do that? That's like the coolest thing possible. Such a bitch.
Yeah, you offered to box him. He didn't take you up on that. I think he came out with multiple kind of apologies for like his past transgressions. Right. And you kind of brought that to light. I feel like, I guess people probably knew about it before, but it seemed like you really nailed that on the head with your video.
Well, it's just really annoying existing in these spaces and seeing all these people like basically sucking their own farts, talking about accountability and being responsible and moving forward and creating this basically utopia of a society when their shit stinks. Like, I can smell their shit from over here. I can smell their dirty ass room from over here. Don't look at my room right now. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about ESAM. But yeah, that I see this shit on social media where they'll like attack other people for not being morally upstanding people, and it's so fucking annoying because you wouldn't be human if you didn't fuck up every once in a while, and that's kind of the point.
So you're kind of doing the inverse in a lot of ways, except like with reason or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I just did this recently on Twitter where I'm using their own logic and their mishandling of information against them just to prove a point of how easily manipulated they are and how fucking just irrational all of them are. It's really stupid.
So, like with the CaptainZack stuff and the anti stuff, how much of it is related to, I guess a lot of it is related to that stuff that broke out this summer where there's all this stuff about Smash players, sexual misconduct, to put it lightly. And I feel like you're kind of parsing through. There was so much coming out, like about every fucking player. And you're kind of like parsing through that and finding the truth and the lies and all that, basically.
What happens when you have something like what happened last summer is you have so much, like this even happened to me, you have so much coming out that at some point you're just like, fuck this, I'm not reading every tweet longer. Yeah. Give me the TLDR. What did this guy do? Oh, this guy's guilty? Okay, fuck it. And that's what a lot of people did. So I didn't even really want to come back and do this, but my CaptainZack video did so fucking, I already knew it was going to do well before I made it because I was like, this community is just, they, like, literally just going back and explaining what they read to them is like, oh my god, he's so right.
It's actually like beyond the Smash community now, though. Like last summer, it really feels like the drama of Smash like took on life of its own and became like mainstream like commentary culture. You know, so it's like you're not just like recapping for the people who are involved and being like, wow, look how stupid you are. But you're also, like, recapping it, because, like, all those other people also probably didn't want to read I didn't fucking want to read the Twitlongers. So, like, you are, like, providing a pretty, like,
necessary
useful
source.
Service. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I see all these people who covered it, but when they cover it, they don't, like, actually go over the information. They just say, oh, well, this Twitlonger was dropped, basically saying this person's a pedophile. Oh, that's crazy. There's 5 other ones that are pedophiles, and that's like as far as their deep dive goes. And I have some of these people like hitting me up in replies and shit, and I don't really think very highly of people that jump on accusation bandwagons because all it does is spread the information without providing anything on top.
Of all the accusations and the stories, have any of them actually gone to like anything serious, like legally or whatever?
No. Because what these people couple their accusations and their ideology with, I guess, when it comes to all this shit, is that police, like the ratio of these cases actually being solved in the judicial system is so minimal that it's not even worth attempting. And I think that's very dangerous to try to sell to people because now they're not even going to like actually go out and attempt to get real retribution for these actions. All they're going to do is try to get your Twitch stream taken down or something. And then you just go on living your fucking life and you're fine.
Yeah.
Which
sort of weird. Like,
I mean, there's definitely been careers ruined though, like Zero, D1.
As far as Sky Williams,
Sky.
I just want to. Well, no, I probably shouldn't say anything about that.
I think Sky's bounced back actually. I feel like I've seen him somewhere.
I can't comment too much, but I nah.
Stay tuned for the next tech video.
Yeah.
Sky was like the Jeffrey Epstein of the Smash community, right?
That's what people were saying, and that's why this case is like so important to take on. Like a lot of people just, and me included, just assume like, oh, he directly condoned all of this, you know, fucking Jeffrey Epstein type beat. When now, after what I just did with MVD, we see that he apologized for being complicit in an environment that enabled underage drinking, right? Well, if we're going to go back and now retroactively apologize for shit like that, what happens when we look at the Sky House? Well, all those niggas were living in the same house, most of those niggas knew about what was going on. So are we going to cancel 90% of them? Or, like, what's going on here? Like, this argument could already be widely made and understood by a ton of people, but you need to put it in an entertaining YouTube video for these fucking sheeple to even, like, consider it. I don't know, man. It's fucking annoying.
It's journalism, all right?
Yeah.
It's journalism. No, I don't know. Someone needs to do it, because it's a fucking mess. And it's annoying, too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of this stuff has been a long time coming. I mean, that's just evident based on all the stories that came out. I mean, and this is kind of a tight-knit the Smash community in general is kind of tight-knit anyways. Everyone knows each other. So, like, a lot of people are complicit, you know, if you want to use that as, like, I mean, what is your stance on that, Tech? Like, do you think that... Yeah, like what is your threshold, I guess, for when someone is complicit versus like I guess just not to be held accountable, you know, like where does that line?
So the thing about that is just it's always about logical consistency. So if you're going to take a case like Anti and say, "Oh, well, he knew that someone under 21 was drinking too," and then throw that on to say that he's a piece of shit. Well, when I tell you that MVD did the exact same thing with other people in the party, and you don't tell me that it's a bad thing, and instead you argue how many underage people drink and how fucking normalized it is in society, now you've just created a double standard, and you need to shut the fuck up. So if I was in charge, I'd either say all of these people are bad and need to suffer some kind of ramification, or it's all, like, not even that big of a deal. Like, you either have to let them slide, or you have to punish all of them. Otherwise, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's what I like about the fact that you approach everything from this place of logic is so necessary. And like again, the Smash community is just like such a mess, and like they're so emotional. And so like when you started doing what you're doing, like it's just such a fucking breath of fresh air to hear someone be like, "Bro, do you hear yourself talk? Like let's put some logic on the table and like let's see where things go."
Yeah. One of the major issues that I have to combat that a lot of people at the time who were making responses didn't know how to deal with, because they, like, drama is basically my job, like my business when I'm doing this stuff, and you need to set up your win conditions. They don't know how to set up win conditions against people that will label you and then instantly, like, delegitimize any point that you're making. Like, let's say, "Oh, you're victim blaming because you said X." They don't know how to respond to that properly. The issue nowadays is that anything that's critical of the situation, let's say you want to ask information or like for evidence of what people are saying, that's somehow victim blaming. I can't be critical of the situation or point out inconsistencies, because then that would be victim blaming. So as long as you delegitimize anyone who's actually looking in on the situation to get the actual truth, you can basically get away saying fucking anything and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. So
it's like the other side of cancel culture. It's like the part where, like, in order to create a safe space, it's like you're basically like super actively censoring everything to the point where you're like disabling discussion or whatever.
Yeah. So it's gotten to the point where it's not just like support people who come out with things because it's something really hard to do, which I can understand. The other part of that is not immediately choosing a side and attacking the other person, which they seem to not be able to understand and implement when all of that's going down. So you can do this at the same time. You can be like, "Oh, it's okay. You're so strong for coming out with this or whatever," but don't immediately like just take it at face value. That's how they got manipulated by CaptainZack like fucking 3 times. And I tell them this. I even say, I'm trying to make a point of how easily manipulated they are. I tell them, "I'm manipulating you. Here's what's going to happen with Pandarian when I post all this stuff." They do exactly what I say. And then they're mad about it when I tell them they got manipulated. I'm like, "You guys are fucking leeches. This is why everything's bad."
So how did they get manipulated exactly? I mean, walk me through that.
So Pandarian posted something stupid about banning people off of his morals, right?
He's an Ultimate player, right?
Yeah. And he has like 18K followers, like top
banning
player.
From his scene kind of thing?
Yeah, and he said he didn't care about the legality of Anti having sex with a 16-year-old, which is, it's whatever. Like, who fucking cares what your opinion on the legality is? It's a law. So I post he was saying like, if someone makes them uncomfortable, it makes sense to ban them from the community too. So I posted screenshots of him saying nigga, and I said, "Oh, can we please get Pandelian out of the community? He made me uncomfortable." They make me uncomfortable. Fuck, I forgot. They go by they them
tweet.
pronouns. Yeah. So 'cause I knew the Black Smash community would fucking use that, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, they said nigga? Oh my god." Whoa. And then they start memeing it, and it spreads the screenshots, and then they immediately regret it because they realize that dumbasses are going to take it literally and actually think that he's racist, or they're racist.
So you were basically jokingly calling him out for that. Like, I guess I'm guessing you don't actually care. Like, you don't actually care. You're just kind of saying you're making a point of like, hey, I can get this reaction by bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because people are going to repost. Yeah, like what you just said. And then that's exactly what happened.
It's the exact same thing I did to ESAM. Like, I just posted screenshots of him saying the N-word and, like, faggot, like, years ago, and put the BLM hashtag on it, and it got top trending of BLM. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't care. I don't personally care about it, but I know people will take it out of context to use it to hate him, and that's the same problem that I'm trying to address, and they don't realize that, so I have to give them a taste of their own medicine so they shut the fuck up.
Yeah, speaking about that, you're like Twitter. You've been like,
yeah, I was gonna say,
going on a rampage on Twitter.
Yeah.
I feel like for the last like few days, every time I open Twitter, there's like 20 new technical tweets. I can't even read them all because there's just so many.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, you're
what's
at
up with
war.
that?
You're literally at war on Twitter.
Well, it's like, I feel like I'm in a position where I'm one of the few people that will say anything about most of the people saying stupid shit. So I kind of have to address every single person, shut them down and ratio them so there can be like kind of this even discourse that's going on, because most of them have their own bubbles and they block people whenever they disagree with them. So I throw in my side so people will constantly consider the rational portion of the discussion. Yeah.
You're trying to get the other side of things constantly.
Yeah. But having like 6,000 new followers makes it kind of hard to keep the rest of my friends out of the loop and seeing me like spurge out, because every tweet is getting like 400 likes, and that's not what I want.
Yeah, your Twitter has blown up. I mean, is it mostly, I guess it's mostly just like disenfranchised Smash fans.
Yeah.
It's probably people who are just sick of whatever the community has been, who are following you, right?
Yeah, because they created a bubble. They created a bubble of thought, and they all agree with each other. And if you question it, you're thrown outside of the bubble. So now we're just seeing, right now, the bubble is popping because people are realizing how fucking dumb the people who created that bubble are in the first place, and how little they actually contribute to any meaningful discourse. The fact that someone that hates them and is literally doing this on a whim can throw shit in their face and like stab them and like twist the knife as much as I am, it shows people, hey, anyone can do this. Like, why the fuck are we listening to people that are just good at the game? Like, they have no idea what they're talking about. So now it's going to promote more people having this kind of logical consistency when it comes to these issues.
You know, so I am loosely following your Twitter and even in your videos. So you're a bit cocky, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point. It pisses them off, and I know they'll post about it, and it also promotes me more.
I'm worried a little bit. I don't know if you are, but I'm worried that even if you're as calculated as you are, as thorough as you are, and all that, with all this controversy, I just feel like you're bound to trip up eventually. Do you feel that way?
That's what some people think, but from my perspective, it's more like, who's going to take that? Who's going to take that challenge? Like, who's going to be the first person to come out and make like a big video or a big statement that has any impact that hasn't already been done? Because they're looking in and they're seeing, oh, ESAM toppled his fiance. She's not talking about anything anymore. MVD toppled. Like, all these people are just taking L's because they have no idea how to handle these situations. And all they have against me is that I say slurs and I'm an asshole. And I don't hide any of that. So the issue would be is if I created a double standard of my own and I was a hypocrite. But I think I'm very thorough and consistent. So I think all the people trying to disenfranchise me haven't found anything that's actually solid to stand on yet. So they just meme about it. So it's kind of hard for them.
You do get, like, sometimes I do feel like when I'm seeing your tweets, I'm like, damn, like, he's aggressive as fuck.
Yeah, like my tweets were getting super light Yagami-ish, but
Yeah, I noticed that.
but there's a reason to all that. There's a reason to all that. Okay, I don't just tweet that shit. It's like I want the people watching all of this to realize how dumb the discourse itself is, and the fact that I'm just openly saying all of this and being a cocky asshole, even though like I want them to see that the people who are morally good and like never do anything bad are actually not doing anything to help these people, and they don't actually care as much as they want to give off. So the fact that I can be an asshole about all of this, but also do something that's actually positive, makes people think about what morality even means when it comes to these people.
There isn't really an L in the community, so you're kind of right. Like if you're the light Yagami, which maybe you are in this case, they're really
Who's
I don't
the L?
who is the L? There is none.
Although I don't like this framing because it makes Technical the villain. Technical.
Sure.
But because I think I like the cause. I like what you're trying to do. I like your videos. I like what you're doing, and I like what you're saying. So I don't see you as the villain.
I just think it's funny.
I think you're an anti-hero.
I think
Maybe,
it's funny.
yeah. But with the aggressiveness, my friend brought up an interesting comparison. I wonder how you're gonna take this. He said, He said to me, "I think Technicals and Risu are two sides of the same coin." And he said they both aggressively pursue the thing they believe in at all costs and get really loud and in everyone's face about it, and that they're extremely passionate about what they're trying to do.
That's fair. That's a fair way to look at it, I guess.
In that,
Well,
I mean, I know you guys know, but just for the audience, like how is Risu exemplifying that?
She kind of like shows up in all of these situations, either peddling misinformation or just being extremely loud about it, which is like I was literally just posting about her on Twitter before hopping on this podcast because she was saying how Anti knowingly had sex with an underage girl because she saw the physical screenshots that still have never been posted, by the way. And she was showing messages talking to one of her friends where she says the woman involved stated that she was 17 to Anti, when that's not even what she said in her own account of the story. So I'm just like, you're just peddling misinformation at this point. Like, what the fuck are you doing? When I say something, I'm passionate about it because I can sit here and be like, oh, here's the law, or here's the screenshot right here. Like, here it is right there. That's how I make my arguments. She makes her arguments off of pure emotion, which is annoying.
Right. I 100% agree. There's a very big difference, which is like you're logic-based and your arguments are correct. And she's emotion-based and she's spewing a bunch of bullshit. But I do believe that like her annoyingness is coming from a place of like actually caring about the issues in some way. You know what I mean?
She's the kind of person.
Comparison.
She's the kind of person that will tell you you're wrong about something and then say, be better. Be a better person. You're a better human being than this. She's literally just saying it because she gets some kind of dopamine rush from acting like a better person than other people. I don't care about that. I just think it's funny to piss people off. And I like being able to do this shit in like 8 days when they can't even do it in months. It's super funny to me. Investigative journalism to troll is like the funniest shit I've ever thought of.
So, I mean, you've also like become sort of a hero to some people. Like my favorite example is the Moon or La Luna or whatever the fuck he's calling himself right now.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're listening to this, Ryan, you're a cool dude. I like you. But anyways, I thought it was just super funny. He had like 2 different tweets where he was like tweeting about how like you're a savior basically of the Smash community, and like he was like hoping for you to like take on his case and stuff like that. Like you're like a lawyer. And, like, all these people are, like, lined up at your door, like, please, like, get me off the hook or whatever. I got fucked.
It sucks, like, doing this and being, like, actually successful at it because then you get people's hopes up and then they start hitting your DMs saying shit like how they want to revisit their case and how, like, I could just fucking save them. And it's not the case for all these people. I only take cases where it's, like, I can see where the inconsistencies were and all that shit. So like people are asking me constantly, oh dude, do zero. Like, what do you want me to do about zero? You talk to a 14-year-old. Like, how do you want?
Up. Like,
yeah, he fucked
in
up.
The wrong.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to say? I can't save that.
Internet lawyer technicals. So,
yeah, I'm a fucking YouTube comedian, dude. This shit gets redundant. I want to go make like sketches or something.
Yeah, I want to ask like how far obviously like these are raking in views. Maybe you're making like cogent arguments, bringing things to light, but how far do you plan to take this? Do you just like until there's nothing left to talk about, or till you lose interest, or like, yeah, like how far do you want to go with these kinds of videos?
I've already lost interest because it's not even fun talking about these people. It just irritates me. It's not like a fun topic or anything. But I have like 3 cases left because of promises I've made to people. And when I'm making videos and it's not for my own entertainment, or it's not because I feel like doing it, it's honestly a chore at that point, and it's not fun anymore. And that's why I started making videos, was because it's fun. But I do feel like I have I feel like I have an obligation to use the extra growth and the attention to platform some people that may have been fucked over, or may have been too incompetent, I would say, to respond properly when all this shit was happening.
Yeah, I mean your other content is great too. Like I hope other people watch that stuff. Like your skits are pretty funny.
Yeah, they're going through and binge watching and commenting, and it makes me really happy that people like my other shit.
Nice.
Good.
I do write in like little sly jokes here and there in the detective videos, but I can't obviously put sketches because then people are going to complain that I'm detracting even more from the serious shit. But it's like, okay, you weren't going to cover it, so I'll fucking cover it however I feel like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they're pretending like they cared about it in the first place when they just let this shit go for like months. Like the whole thing with Nairo, his response was so fucking hyped up. And when he dropped his statement, everyone cared. Anti dropped a video, and it only had like 16K views when I first saw it. And now it has over like 20,000. And now my video almost has like 80,000. But yeah, no one gave a shit about Anti with the truth when he came out with it. It's just stupid.
I didn't even know he came out with the truth.
Yeah, me neither. It was fucking...
It seems like you're basically bringing the nuance to what is a very reactionary climate, whether it's Smash Twitter or the community in general, because a lot of these things, like basically like people aren't it sounds like people aren't really interested in the truth or the complete picture. They just want to react based on whatever is socially acceptable or encouraged.
Yeah, and it's part of the telephone game of social media. You'll see people ask for a TLDR, and then they'll go run and tell someone else the TLDR until the story is Anti got a 15-year-old drunk and raped her. And that's like the farthest from the truth. Because 1, she didn't even say that she was drunk. 2, she didn't even say it was grooming or rape. She literally said that she didn't say that anywhere in her statement. It was consensual. And 2, she wasn't 15, and that came out later that she lied about that. Which is weird because, like, if they have all this time to come out and make this statement, and they know about the timing of the events, you think they would try to get, like, that correct when the legality between 15 and 16 is so volatile. So that information is incredibly important.
I feel like it's kind of intentional, but that's just my opinion.
You still see people now saying, oh, he fucked a 15-year-old, and it's like, dude, like, you're still peddling misinformation. Like, you still don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's so annoying.
So
some people just don't want to change. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine. Some of what it seems like you're kind of making an impact in terms of the actual events too, because some of the TOs are like bringing to light or addressing some of the changing their policies based on some of your video. I know that with the CaptainZack video, weren't like TOs doing something in response to that?
Well, from my perspective, I saw the CaptainZack video being talked about widely, and the thing about Smash Reddit is anytime a conversation is sparked and I'm the source of it, they delete every thread that's about me or that's talking about my videos or me in general. Yeah, I found one thread, but it was just about someone asking if they could get the information from someone that's not me, and they left that up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You're like blacklisted.
Reddit is fucking cancer, bro.
I'm blacklisted from Smash Reddit.
Black.
Yeah, it happened with the anti-video too. But I saw that video of CaptainZack being shared all across the internet and all over Samsora's replies and just everywhere that the conversation was happening. And then these motherfuckers have the audacity to say that my video impacted it, like, well, not all of them, but some of them had the audacity to say that my video didn't impact the discussion at all. And I'm just like, why even go that far to try and discredit me? Like, just fucking...
It's so obvious that it's having, like, the biggest impact on the entire community.
Yeah.
I remember, like, 2 weeks ago, we were all talking, just the 3 of us were actually, like, on Discord talking, and Glink was like, so who's in charge of getting people banned in the Smash community? And then you were like, I am.
And that might be true.
Was so good.
Dude, it's just so easy. It's just so easy. I don't know. Like when I sit here and I write these scripts, right? Like I'm writing out all these points. I'm considering the impact that each point is going to have and like cross-referencing it with shit that will have an emotional impact as well. You can call it manipulation. I just call it good writing. Like good writing will have an impact on the viewers. Like that's the point.
I don't call it manipulation. It's a video. Why would I call that? Yeah.
Well,
you're kind of in a unique position though. Like I think because you're kind of detached from the Smash community, so you can have this. You can kind of
keep going,
go through this stuff without being emotionally attached or like caring what other people think.
Yeah, I tell them I don't care what happens. Like if the Smash community was burned down the next day, I would not care. Sorry, I'm kind of hungry.
Who's gonna be? I mean, it's just who is gonna clean it up if not someone from outside? Because everyone inside the community is interested in protecting their own ass, or they're afraid. Like, they're afraid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it makes sense.
Yeah, they're afraid of the mob. It does make sense.
You're kind of like Batman.
But at the same time, like I'm profiting from all of this, but so are they for staying silent. So like, how can you call me a piece of shit when they could have easily talked about this, but they're too scared to?
Right. That's a good point.
So this is why morality is subjective. I'm not a good person for doing all of this. I don't claim to be a good person. I just think it's funny, and I like doing it. They're a good person because they stayed quiet about it, I guess, and preach morality all the time. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you're being transparent.
It feels like what they're doing is more in line with like Road to Hell paved with good intentions sort of thing. It's like they're trying to be good, but the outcome is bad because they're not thinking big picture enough.
Well, like basically. They're actively contributing to ruining people's lives. And when I see them saying shit now, like, oh, we should wait and not talk up about this stuff, or MVD literally saying he doesn't want to talk up because he'd lose followers and money, like, that's mask off, but okay, pal. You were pretty fucking loud when it was against these people. Why are you silent now? You can't go back and revise your position, and somehow I'm the person that can't take accountability for my actions? Like, what the fuck, dude? You can't make a statement. New information comes out, and then you're against apologizing. It makes no sense to me from a content creator perspective.
Yeah, it's like a combination of being hypocritical and also just like, I don't know, just it shows being I don't know. It's like they're scared to just be straight up.
Yeah,
basically.
Are you not worried that? I mean, I'm guessing people have already tried to ruin your life, right? Like, how are you dealing with that?
I'm a professional cyberbully. They can ruin my life. The only time that's ever been like in question was Thunder Gaming, and that was with the threat of a defamation suit, which never saw the light of day. Ruining my life would be like someone tweeting out that I said I liked Ben Shapiro in 2019. So it's like, yeah, I can literally just ignore all this stuff and I'll be fine. Like I stopped being political years ago, and it's just. Well, political. I have opinions, but I'm not like trying to fucking bat for a team anymore because I'm a comedian on YouTube.
Yeah, you're not really a political channel, I wouldn't say, by any means.
Yeah. Being against people that peddle misinformation and their ideologies, I think is fair as long as you're coming from a place of logical consistency and hypocrisy. So I don't consider that to be innately political. I just do what I do, and I do it because it's funny. I have 3 more cases. So next is Sky Williams, obviously. And for that one, I'm going to need to talk to a lot of people, Sky included. I have a contact with Sky right now. Another person just hit me up today saying that they lived there for 7 years, and I'm getting them to write me up a statement with providing evidence and shit. And then some other people as well that I'll be talking to. I'll try to talk to Jisoo if she wants to talk, because I have a lot of questions for her. But I'm not so sure if she'll actually reciprocate that, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, well, I still have her on 2 different live streams talking about all of it and grandstanding how great she handled shit. So,
one thing about Sky, I remember I was watching. He had like a breakdown stream where he was trying to go through all of the
Oh,
the
yeah.
accusation. It was hard. It was kind of hard to watch, but it was like watching a train wreck. You couldn't look away. But one thing that kind of stuck out to me was towards the end, he was saying like the reason he was so okay with all this and just like wanted all these people living with him was because he had like this trauma way back when he was a child or something, where like he was alone and like someone got into his house or something. Like basically he had this need to have people living around him, it sounded like, which is kind of understandable. I mean, obviously it's shitty what happened in his house, but it sounded like he was genuinely like remorseful for whatever that's worth. And I don't know.
He's been sexually assaulted before, and I'm pretty sure that might be revisited when talking about this entire case, because understanding people's mentality and perspective when going through all of this is really important, which is why I had a whole section on establishing motive in my last video, because if you can see where all these people are coming from, it starts to make sense why they may be embellishing a little bit. Because when it came to Knives posting her thing about Anti, where she was saying, oh, he asked me for a kiss and I kissed him, but then she went and cried in an elevator. Well, if you're going to wait an hour and a half later to say, oh, I don't feel like I was sexually abused, you've just contributed to the entire environment of negative publicity that he was getting. For what? All for what, right? Because you wanted to mob up on him because you felt wronged by him. And that's kind of the point I was trying to point out right there.
Yeah, like her story was not, it was kind of a non-story, but it was piling on, like you said.
But she presented it as if it was another story when a case of statutory rape was being investigated. And I was like, well, that's kind of unfair. Because now whenever Anti comes up, you'll see people saying, oh, well, a fuck ton of other women came out with concerning stories about him because none of them took the time to look at all the stories because of the volume of them. And that's what I'm saying is that's the impact. And that's the same shit that happened with Sky. Like a fuck ton of people coming out with stories. No one's reading it. He does a Periscope, first off, which was fucking awful. Then he does a live stream, which is fucking terrible. Then he does a video. At this point, no one gives a fuck what he's saying. And most of the people, you can literally look at the dislike ratio and then go to the comments and see how many people actually watch the full hour and 30 minutes. Not a lot of them. So, yeah, it was presented awfully. And I feel like people just, it was a circus show by the end of it.
How do both of you feel about the Smash community going forward? Like, what do you see as the future? Do you think it's, I don't know, like, I guess it's a general question, but do you think it's going to survive? What do you think it's going to look like with all this stuff? Or do you think it's just going to continue chugging along and it doesn't make a huge difference?
Well, I think it possibly might devolve into like grassroots unless they swallow their pride and allow some of the people that were already wrong to come back and help pump new blood into the scene, because they fucked themselves over last summer. I don't think they realized that. Like, they were really fucking themselves. And then they kind of patted themselves on the back and they're like, no, we're the people that got rid of the bad guys. And it's like, nah, dude, nah, you guys are all terrible. But one of the new things that I see being talked about is like at least considering underage drinking environments, like carding people. That's important because you are breaking a law at these hotels and these venues. It's not like a cool thing that, it's a fucking high school party. Like, no, it's still illegal, dude. I don't care about your fucking morality argument or about the legality of it. It is illegal, and you're supposed to be professional about it in a gaming community for children, pretty much. And then another thing is like housing. Less housing with fucking 16-year-olds probably going into the future. Because that's a major problem.
Brain dead things you think that people would have just thought of already.
Yeah. Those are the conversations that I think are going to be made in the future.
Well, like you said, the Smash community has such a range of ages. It's kind of in a weird position because it's a game that has older people, people in their 30s, playing and making a career out of it. And then you have like these new younger kids coming up in the scene. And so it's a really weird, it's like the biggest range of, maybe of any gaming community. It's definitely a huge range of ages, and that creates a lot of situations.
That's the weird thing people don't talk about. Like, when I'm saying underage drinking is not cool at these parties, they're thinking like a high school party where everyone's 18. I'm thinking about a newly 18-year-old around 30 and 40-year-olds also drinking. Like, is that not fucking weird to you at all? That's just cool? It's a little weird. So, like, these environments just create all these terrible stories. And I'm saying that this is a symptom of it, and they're immediately saying, nah, it's cool. And that's more telling than anything that they would support something that is a symptom of these cases just because they want to throw the blame all onto the perpetrator, which is, I think, is really fucking weird. Personally.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Like, yeah. The thing is that, like, there's, like, the other part of it where it's, like, where it's just, where people aren't doing the underage drinking and all that stuff, like, outside of the parties, like, in the actual tournament venues and stuff itself. I feel like in that situation, you have all these different age groups mixed together, and it's, like, in there, it's, like, a positive thing, because people are acting normal, they're not getting up the fucking, all this bullshit at the venues, and, like, they're sort of being, like, guiding figures for the younger people. And I feel like that positive environment is, like, leading people to overlook the negative environment. They're like, oh, well, they're cool at the tournament, so they'll be cool at my party, and we'll drink, and everything will be fine. You know?
I have all these, like, high-profile Smash people reaching out to me with, like, their opinions and shit, and I don't think they realize how little I respect them. Like, if I have to stop making the videos I'm making just so you can feel like your community is getting some kind of salvation when I'm a fucking, like Black Idubbbz clone doing just fucking, like, sketches and shit over here, that's the most pathetic thing I can think of, possibly. Because I don't even want to have to be making these videos, but now I have people waiting for them, like it's some kind of spectacle. Because every time I drop one, it's like a nuke. It's a fucking party for their entire community. Because who are we gonna attack next? How do I think, Technicals? How do I think about this situation?
That's the best part of. I laughed so hard at your last video where you're like, "Tell me how to think, Technicals. Tell me how to think." I was fucking dying.
And then. Dude, the guy that I said that over, he tweeted that out, and I was like,
"Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's a cool dude. That's a cool dude right there. He took the joke well."
Yeah, I think this has definitely been a problem in the commentary community, where when someone like you kind of comes out and, you know, kind of brings to light a lot of these things that the community is overlooking and makes a name for themselves. One problem is that people look to that person. I'm thinking about Idubbbz, H3, and others as like they can do no wrong. Like they're the moral arbiter. They tell me how to think. And I'm guessing you don't want people to be like standing you in that way.
No. That's part of the reason why, like when I dealt with FaZe Rug, I was so much nicer to FaZe Rug than I am with the Smash community. The reason I'm so toxic with these guys is because, one, I don't respect them and I think a lot of them are unintelligent. But two, because I need to be an asshole to them so they all talk about it. If I was nice, if I was pretending to be nice, one, they would just discredit me by like posting one screenshot saying I like Ben Shapiro and then no one would look at it. But if they hate me, they're going to try their hardest to talk about it, to try and discredit me, and that's going to create more conversation. So, like, I want people to think I'm an asshole so they don't all look to me to be the one voice. They need to go look at other places. They need to go look at the information themselves to kind of understand everything that's going on. Which is, it's why it's good to kind of be a light Yagami cringe lord, because then I can just kind of peace out whenever I'm done, and no one's going to be like, oh, Technicals, please come back. They're going to want to do it themselves, so I don't come back. And that's the end goal here.
So you're really trying to fix the whole community all by yourself there, eh?
Yeah, well.
You're like the messiah figure of the Smash community.
Dude, I've never
Technicals said.
I've never gone to college. I've never gone to college, bro. Imagine. That's just like basic essay writing. Come on now. Like, claim evidence, claim evidence, claim evidence, and then some fucking fancy words and like syntax in between. That's it.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, you got a gift, my friend.
Boom.
People suck at writing in college. Let me tell you.
True.
Even people who graduate from college don't do a good job at this shit.
I wonder if YouTube is gonna eventually come down on you. Like, is there like a concern about the bullying or harassment? I mean, your videos are pretty professional. Like, you're definitely. I don't think you're bullying or harassing any of the people. And in fact, you're defending many of them. Like in the case of Anti. But
I understand where you're coming from.
Do you think that's
Yeah. I don't put disclaimers on my videos because I think it's important that people go out and criticize these people, but I don't directly support, like, just harassing them. If people are telling ESAM go boxing ring, that's, like, whatever, but once they step over the line and start, like, saying slurs or, like, insulting them like that, I don't condone that. I tell people that I don't condone that, but, like, you can't just say, oh, you don't fucking directly in every single video say don't go and do this, so it's your fault. It's like I can't control thousands of people. That's my fault.
It's ridiculous that you would have to be expected to do that anyways, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I've thought about this, like YouTube coming down. Like, if the guideline extends to shit outside of the platform that has nothing to do with me just because I didn't say don't do this, I think that's a very scary precedent. But from my understanding, I would have to actively like
Encourage it.
Yeah, encourage it and contribute to that, like the Leafy video or something. But like with my writing in the anti video, whenever I addressed MVD, I put in 2 sly jokes that were written in as kind of like they can be taken different ways. So I tried to use like highbrow writing to slip in my jokes instead of directly making those kind of jokes.
Yeah, that's smart.
Which, yeah. So, because it can be interpreted anyway.
So what's for the future of technicals after these cases? Okay, you come out with these 3 cases. Let's say they're all bangers, doing your victory laps around the community. Yeah, like when you do eventually move on from the Smash community, what do you want to focus on? What kind of videos you want to make? What kind of audience do you want to have?
I want to continue doing like satire parody stuff. I want to make fun of people that take shit too seriously or do like topical commentary because I think that's funny. It's more like when iDubbbz and H3H3 were doing collabs and that shit was funny as hell, and it's satire. And also maybe pointing out stuff that's issues for the community overall, but doing it in a way that people understand and can just look at it and be like, yeah, I understand that. Like fucking Twitch channels taking people's content. Or like one video I want to do is about this guy Absorber who like fakes all of his content but presents it as real. And his audience is filled with children. He's like a clout chaser.
You might have shown me that or something. Is he like a TikToker or something?
Well, he does TikTok as well, yeah.
And it's like he does like these sort of like I got like people robbed me or like
no, that's a different.
Oh no, you already did a video on that.
Yeah, I already did that one. Yeah, but more videos like that because then I can throw in funny sketches and stuff. That's like the more iDubbbz-esque content, but I have fun doing it. So
yeah, I liked your SpongeBob review too. I don't know if you can do more stuff like that, but that was good.
I like that video too. I wish more people would watch that one.
Also the drug commercial one.
Yeah, just like random shit like that.
That was good. Just seeing you get pushed down that like that the fucking skateboard bowl in the wheelchair was so good.
That was genuinely funny. Me screaming when he was about to push me back because I thought it was gonna fall off. I had to like hold the brakes on the wheelchair. He was scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's good shit.
What about the Valorant community? Is there anything?
Yeah, I was about to ask. You have like the second channel where you, for like a while, you didn't make any videos and you were just streaming Valorant like daily. So
yeah,
tell us about that. Like what the goal there was and
trolling is
plans
fun.
For that.
Trolling is fun. I was posting clips like daily to TikTok too, and then I already got like 20,000 followers. TikTok is so free. I just wanted to experiment to see how well I could do on TikTok and also the second channel. But it's still not monetized because of watch time. And I'm like, I need more, like 1,000 more hours of watch time there. Which sucks.
Damn, but you streamed so much.
I know.
You were.
I know, and I still don't have enough watch time. I'm like, what?
That's insane.
It's probably because I don't leave up the VODs. I think that's why.
I could see you being a streamer, like full-time streamer. I don't know if you're interested in that, but I could totally see you doing that.
I made a lot of money off those streams after the videos, and that's honestly the best. Like, dude, people will throw you like $300 at a time, and I'm like, what? Where are you getting this money?
Dude, people with disposable income love donating to streamers. It's
fucking awesome.
Crazy.
I don't get it, but
I'm about to buy a mansion, move into a new house. It's incredible. All this stuff's incredible. If I don't get 100K subs,
V2.
If I don't get 100K subs after these cases, I failed. Like at least 50K. Come on. Like I barely got any more off of the anti one. It's probably because it's all Smash, but
you're probably like
maybe you're like saturating the market.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Might be.
I gotta do a case outside of Smash that's just like in the broader YouTube community, and then it'll probably like blow the fuck up.
You have the eyes of the commentary community on you now, so like I think it's just a matter of time before a non-Smash video blows the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking about these motherfuckers.
I feel like
don't want to
you
be
could do Twitch videos. I don't know if you're interested in that.
a video about Twitch.
Well, like Twitch, like I don't know, like hot tub streamers or the fucking, I don't know. There's always some shit going on with like Twitch communities and stuff.
If
right?
it's satirical, yeah, I totally do something like that. I hate it when people talk over gameplay, just like hot tub Twitch streamers suck, simp, incel, and that's like the whole video.
I hate that shit. Yeah.
It's like that didn't add anything. It wasn't
I
even
mean, that's how I
entertaining.
started off my channel, but I hate that shit.
You make really impactful and thought-provoking stuff now, though, so it makes up for it.
Yeah. Dude, my channel's in a weird pattern where it is, but yeah, I'm happy. I think you'll find, like, you as well, you kind of started out doing like gameplay stuff, basically, right? Like you did a Toon Link tutorial as your first video.
Yeah, but then like you'll see like that was years ago, and then I stopped uploading stuff, and then years later I just started making sketches. And now I just make like commentary stuff with sketches. Yeah. So it's kind of where I like started to learn how to format jokes and like comedic timing and shit like that. So
you guys know if Evo is happening this year?
I have no idea.
It is, isn't it? Like there's like I remember hearing something about Evo this year, and there's like a new owner or whatever. Like they replaced Mr. Wizard. Thank God. That guy sucked ass.
Yeah. There's a whole story there. That was almost swept under the rug with all the other accusations. The Mr. Wizard shit is crazy.
I think Low Tier God made a meme after that because he's like, "Oh yeah, I can go to fucking Evo now," because he was banned by Mr. Wizard from Evo.
Right.
Yeah. I if I go to a super major or something like Evo, I'm gonna Frank Castle the event and just like go with a GoPro on my head.
We should go to Evo together.
ESAM's like shooting you.
That'd be awesome, dude. I want to see how many people are gonna assault me. I'll be like, dude, you tweet out that you were gonna fight me. Yo, what's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Might need security.
Dude, you're gonna have like all the eyeballs just like staring at you as you walk into the venue.
Yo, that's technicals, like from afar.
I'm gonna wear my hoodie that has my name on it. Can like donkey punch me from the back.
Oh, dude, you're asking for it.
Yeah. So people will just be like, "Oh fuck, that's him."
A cool hoodie.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you're a fucking notorious legend in the Smash community at this point.
Dude, that's what I was telling people. I was telling people at Kokiri because she was like, he was banned from his local region. Not true. I'm a hero in my local region. These people worship me. Nah, I'm just joking. But like, we're cool. We're not like bad or anything. I was saying if I went to an event now, I probably have a line of people like giving me handshakes and shit. That's what they don't understand. Like, you hating me is not representative of everyone in your community, especially not fucking Twitter. Like, Twitter is a bubble. Yeah. It's like all people that think the same.
I mean, the silent, like, or however silent they are, the proof of what you just said is all the people who've subscribed to you, following you. Like, clearly a lot of, probably the majority is supporting you in this case.
I get a lot of DMs because people are scared to talk about me, or like in their local communities, if someone supports or watches my content, they won't play friendlies with them. Just like stupid shit like that.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It doesn't make any sense. Like,
what are they quizzing them on it? It's like, oh, hold on. Do you watch technicals? Get out.
Wait, what is your stance on the
NGBRF? What does it mean? What do the letters mean? NGBRF. It's the litmus test to see if you can play friendlies. It's so fucking dumb, man.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up.
Those aren't friendlies worth playing anyways if they're that.
Yeah, they're not a good friend if they're gonna isolate you because you support one person.
Yeah.
You think anyone has ever been like, oh, if you like watch an ESAM stream or some shit, like don't play friendlies, even though like everyone
like, I don't
hates
care.
ESAM, like
No. I fucking hate ESAM, but if you say you watch ESAM, I'm gonna just meme you for a second, and then we're cool. Like, that's it.
You're just gonna punch him in the face real quick, and then you're cool, and then you're back to
gonna light your hair on fire, and then we're good.
Yeah, people call me a bigot, but like I'm probably more tolerating of people with different views than all of these people. Like, they'll block me just for saying something, but I won't block you just for calling me a bitch.
Yeah, that's a thing that it's like I think I might have told you this before, but like I remember one time when I got like semi-canceled by Smash Twitter because I supported you, because I like made a joke under one of your tweets, and someone was like, I think it was like Ryo Beat Peach was like, Slush, don't tell me you agree with technicals. And I was like, obviously I agree with technicals. Like,
not you too, Slush.
Yeah, it was like
peer
not
pressure.
You too, Slush. And I had like this one person in my like DMs who I knew from my local scene. They were like, Technicals is a known misogynist. And it's like, no, he isn't. Like, you're just saying he's a known misogynist, but like, do you even know him? Like, guarantee you, he's actually not a misogynist at all.
Okay,
Like,
when it comes to Augie, I think it's fair to say that Augie's probably like a misogynist. But like, when it comes to me, I'm just like, I'm criticizing and memeing women that are like actively defaming me and lying and like being actually assholes.
It's
like,
not
they're
just
being
misogyny;
assholes.
it's an art form.
But yeah, I think it's fair to criticize women. What they do is they turn all criticism into harassment and therefore misogyny. So now they've shut down any discourse.
Yeah, like the Sleepy Kokiri thing where she was like, oh, it's sexual harassment. Meanwhile, at the same time, like you had this screenshot of her being like, someone be like, hey, do you know I jack off to your pictures, right? And she's like, of course I know that. That's why I put them up. It's like, okay.
And then she's like, okay. I can't retroactively go back and say I'm uncomfortable? Like,
no, you can't.
First off, this video was when I had like 1,000 subs, like fucking 3 years ago. Like, come on. It's one joke 3 years ago that got like no attention until recently.
Yeah, until
fucking
she gave
hell.
it attention.
Yeah, until
Literally.
she started complaining about it. And now
she's like, oh, I found a way to get technicals, and all she really did was get herself.
Yeah, because Dark Wizzy said I sexually assaulted her, and I was like, first off, how the fuck do you sexually assault someone over the internet? Like, you know definitions or no?
I have definitely noticed that Twitter is okay. If real life, let's just for the sake of argument say there is a patriarchy and like whatever. Okay, Twitter is a matriarchy in the sense that women can get away with talking so much shit about men constantly. They get like I see it all the time on my timeline. Okay, maybe I'm in a bubble or whatever, but I constantly see that. And it's like, whatever, I'm not offended personally, but it's like, okay, then why the fuck can't we point out as men shitty things women do, like in just a general way? And yet that's viewed as like, oh, you're not allowed to do that. You're a misogynist. Like, shut the fuck up. You know, this is Twitter. We're all bullshitting anyways. It's not like I don't hate women in any way, but I'm also not going to be like a simp and just be like, oh yeah, women can walk all over men and men have no place to say anything. I mean, that's kind of the attitude I see a lot on Twitter, and it's annoying.
And Risu like constantly calls me like her harasser or her like bully or some shit. When before all this happened, I gave her 2 warnings. I told her, stop trying to defame me, stop trying to slander me, and I will not cover you. I will leave you alone. And then she immediately slanders me again. Like, she knew that I said this, she knew the deal, and then immediately tried to defame me again. And I was like, and now she's currently like spreading around this 25-page document of screenshots of me saying if she breathes she a thought as like evidence of misogyny and shit. And I'm like, can you fuck off? Like, you're
just telling the truth.
Like, it's literally a meme. Like, literally me.
Yeah,
and me saying
meme.
shit like, I said shit like, oh, I'm not going to spend $300 on some gay editing software. And she puts that in there as evidence of homophobia. I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up now, it's so stupid. Like, I shouldn't even have to argue against this person.
If you don't shut the fuck up now, I might actually turn gay.
If you don't shut the... That's the thing is, like, if I just told people I was bisexual, they would give me the faggot pass. Like, I told people I was mentally disabled, so they gave me the retarded pass. What are you going to do?
You're not retarded?
Wait, you're not in a wheelchair?
No, I'm actually mentally disabled. Did you not see me
I thought you
in a
were
wheelchair?
like a mentally disabled black Christian pastor that's kind of a faggot.
I thought you were transracial.
Are you going to cut that part out, Slush?
I'm bisexual. I can say faggot.
Yeah, he's allowed to say that.
So,
Okay.
Sorry.
Understood.
I'm also
understood.
retarded, so I can say that.
Gotcha.
And I'm also black, so no, I'm kidding.
Just fucking full send it all in one go. I love it. Dude,
I mean,
Ethan would do it. Ethan's Jewish too. Like, come on. You get a pass.
Oh my God. I hate to like, there's this, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of ridiculous. There's this clip of Ethan from H3H3 where he's like, what is it, Sam? It's like Hasidic or something Jews, like the ones with the hats and like, and he's like, dirty fucking Jews or something. I'm like, whoa.
He's like, vile Hasidic Jews, disgusting.
Like,
basically, he's like walking in the streets of Israel.
Oh yeah, I remember because he used to live there for a little bit. Yeah, and he did like that meme where he was like basically fucking with the wall where people put all those little notes and shit. Yeah, he like.
I will say though that like a lot of Jews don't like Hasidic Jews. You know, it's not that uncommon, but it's just hilarious seeing him do it on camera.
It's like black people hating light skins or something. I mean, there's always infighting somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. More specific, maybe.
Hasidic Jews are like light-skinned black people.
Have you gotten any hate for being half black?
Well, I've gotten hate for being a coon, and it's like there's this African Discord, right, in Smash that's like all black people, and you need to confirm your skin tone before you can join.
No way.
And
oh my god, it's the Family Guy meme.
Yeah.
You know the swatches?
Yeah, and it's literally
real.
that. It was made by some 15-year-old. But I was getting sent invites for it because they had a channel where they were making fun of ESAM. So I said, stop fucking sending me invites. I don't care. I made like over half the shit you're talking about with ESAM. I don't care. And then they got all offended because I didn't give a shit about their Discord server. So there was like this whole war against black people where this one black dude was like, you're a disgrace to our people. Fucking, if I ever saw you, I'd slap the shit out of you. And I was like, all right, Black Panther, fuck out of here.
Yeah, I feel like out of place to say anything in regards to that, but it's a little fucked up when I see stuff like that. It's like people deciding like who is or isn't black enough, or like who is and isn't like for
it's
the
stupid.
What I don't like is they're able to reclaim a slur just so they can use it against other black people, but I can't say that it's fine to say the N-word. That's going too far, but you can use a slur specifically for black people you don't like. Like, that slur's used by white people as well to be racist. You've just reclaimed it and now use it against other black people. So, to be racist, yeah. Basically saying you don't conform, you're a white person. Your skin tone is revoked. Like, okay.
We're going to have to get Oki and Turkey Tom on with you for another episode because they're the experts on race relations. Of course, yeah.
I thought you could say the N-word.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah.
I need to sit in on that
the
debate.
Great N-word debate.
Yeah, with Oki and Turkey Tom.
That would be
so funny.
We should do that. Pay-per-view that shit.
Well, like, one thing that I always consider is, like, you're not a hero for going out and attacking people and making sure their lives are ruined because they said the N-word, right? What you're doing is you're creating an extremist because now they're going to blame people of color for their life being ruined over this word, and now they might go out and do something even worse. Like, you're not making them feel like fucking like they want to change or grow from it. You're just making them into a worse, like, more hateful person. Because you've now wronged them, and now they have like someone's face to put behind that. So I think this level of extremism when attacking people for slurs is unnecessary, but it's fair to say that you don't like it and like other people can't say it. That's fair. I just think the extremism is not like helping anything at all. No,
it never is. It's never really like coming from the right place either, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like the same. It comes back to the same thing with the Smash community. It's not coming from the right place. It's kind of coming from this sort of place of like selfishness and like a more negative like energy to it. I guess you could say.
Who's that guy? Drew Gooden. He apologized for making
I saw that.
an
tweet
Asian
was
joke.
hilarious, dude.
Immediately in his replies, someone's trying to get him to apologize for saying retard. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it never ends. It never ends once you apologize, because now everyone's going to hold you to this standard, and they're always going to be looking for something, and they're always going to want to try to one-up you with this whole moral debate. It's like, it's not worth the hassle. You ever see...
Oh, go on.
I was going to say, you ever see iDubbbz go back and apologize for all that shit? No, because he'd get...
But he did, like, pedal back recently.
Did
on
he?
some of the stuff.
Where?
Like he was on when he was on like
Create
the
Unknown?
Create Unknown, yeah.
I think he said something along the lines of, if you want to keep making it on YouTube or these platforms, you need to understand the different rule sets. I don't remember.
Right, okay. Yeah, maybe he was saying more like it's like he accepts the changes on YouTube and not that his points themselves were wrong.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the place of forgiveness, whether it's in the Smash community or just like online in general? Where do you guys think that should be a part of the discussion? Because I feel like that it's not really clear to anyone amidst all this stuff, like where forgiveness should come in or how that should be handled. I don't know. Like, do you guys have an opinion on that?
Yeah, it's like I've consistently seen these scenarios play out because I've been involved in creating them. Like with ESAM, you'll see, oh, he's done enough for black people and our like agenda, so we can probably forgive him for these transgressions years ago. But if people are on the other political spectrum, or they don't peddle the same like morality or fucking like, oh, don't go out during COVID, here's a charity stream for Black Lives Matter, and they don't constantly shove that in your face, there's no chance for like an apology until they do that for like a year or some shit. So it's just weird to see that you can apologize and give forgiveness to these people because they agree with you politically. I don't think that should be the standard at all. I think it should be more like what they've done as a person to grow, not what they've done for your specific fucking community because of identity politics. Like,
Right.
oh, have you given enough money to gay people? Okay, now you've passed the forgiveness check. Like, what?
Yeah,
the
it shouldn't be
fuck?
based on. Okay, I personally like, and it's harder to put into practice than it is to preach. But I just think that like in general, all of everybody in society in general needs to like be more open to forgiveness, because I think that like this whole sort of holding a grudge mentality is also like rooted in the same place as this sort of like political tribalism and all this bullshit you see in the Smash community with the virtue signaling and all this. Like, it all comes from this place of like not wanting to forgive someone because it's hard. And like, obviously you shouldn't just forgive everyone. There should be a like validity to it.
I
But
think
I'm just saying it seems like people don't want to do it at all.
Yeah, I think what's cool with the whole anti thing is I didn't get people to fully exonerate him. I got people to consider him as a human being again. And I think that's like,
Right.
that's fucking
Huge.
powerful. Because people will stop writing him off as like some rapist pedophile like EDP right now. And will start just looking at him as a person trying to, move forward in life. And that's fine. Like reaching a neutral standpoint, you can still think he's weird with women or whatever, a fuckboy. That's cool. But now the nigga's just a nigga. Like he's just living his life. And that's
Right.
all that really needs to be done. You don't have to like fully exonerate people of these crimes that they've committed.
It's about like not making people into monsters when they aren't, and still viewing them as humans and understanding that shit. So I think like I don't know, just a lack of that in general in the world.
Yeah.
That's the true dehumanizing part of like cancel
I like
culture.
videos like that though, where you're kind of like, it's good that like you're not just focusing on, oh, how can I take this guy down? It's like, okay, well, maybe this guy did some bad things, like in the case of anti. Maybe this guy did some bad things. Maybe he was misunderstood, but like let's figure it out. And then you could like humanize them. I like videos like that a lot. That's good to balance out. Because even if you're right, it's like you don't want to always be, I guess, negative or whatever. You don't want to always be just like kicking people.
Yeah, people thought I was going to attack anti when they saw it. I saw a lot of replies that were like, oh, finally, because I feel like a lot of people forgot about this motherfucker and he still has a Twitch stream. And I'm like, you're not going to be happy when this video comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's good. That's good stuff. We need more of that for sure.
There was a lot of thematic significance with how everything was set up too. Like the whole thing is shot in black and white, which is usually what my character is anyways. But then at the end, when I say that I'm going to cover the sky house, the black and white just fades and the color comes back to the situation, which I thought was fucking awesome. And I liked
Is that like
how
saying nuance is it's not gonna be black and white. There's a lot of
in
between.
Yeah. I like doing really cliche fucking thematical shit like that because people appreciate when you put that extra effort forward, and all the effort comes from my writing most of the time because it's not hard to edit.
Although your videos definitely have taken a step up in terms of like cinematography or just the lighting and stuff. I noticed. Yeah. It's good stuff.
The lamp is sick. I love that.
Yeah, that's I realized that it didn't fuck with the frame because it's not all grainy and shit a while back when I was experimenting with this detective persona. So I think it's cool, and it like sets me apart from a lot of other people when I do stuff like this. I was talking to CoffeeZilla because we both have like detective personas. I thought it'd be cool if we did something.
Similar outfits, to be honest.
Yeah, I just got some rainbow suspenders too, so I can be a gay detective whenever I feel like.
Are you gonna bust that one out?
Costumes for you.
You're gonna bust that one out for the sky vid?
May bust that one out. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
CoffeeZilla gonna collab?
looking forward to that one.
He stopped by my stream after the anti video, and he said he'd be down. So I just don't know what it would be about. Something
That'd be an
random.
interesting collaboration.
You guys are kind of similar. I mean, you're more journalistic, and he's more like expose on scammers. So there's a little. His is very cut and dry. I guess you could say it's like pretty like these people are essentially villains.
I'd like to do a
Whereas yours
sketch
more
for him
nuanced.
or something. That would be dope. Just like throw in a sketch with my character.
That would be sick.
Most of the time with my detective character, I would just jump onto the table and just like knock everything down. But like I didn't want to do it for the last ones because it hurts. So.
Well, I think we covered a lot of this, the technicals lore here, and the story is still being written. We're gonna stay tuned for the next Technical Tuesdays. I think that about covers it.
The next Technical Tuesdays.
Yeah. It's gonna. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but
it'll happen.
yo, we should all go to
Strap
VidCon,
in.
by the way.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah,
hang
I'm
out.
trying to.
I would love to go to VidCon just to see some people. I saw Nick Diorio saying it was fucking lame, but I'm like, when else are you all going to be able to beat? Like,
Don't
care.
Right.
pay for the convention. Just go fly out or like drive out to, because it's in LA, right? So drive out to LA, get at like a house with other people, maybe with us if you want, and then fuck the convention. I'm telling you, it's a waste of money. It's like $300, and it's
Jesus.
for like 5-year-olds. Like there's nothing there. Just hang out with people, like either film content or some shit, but like it's so much more fun than just hang out and like not.
it's
give a
people
fuck
like
about the
Jake
convention.
Paul and shit doing signatures and all that.
It's not even. It's even worse than that, dude. It's just like you don't like those guys are all like hidden somewhere in some like special room.
Yeah.
Like all it really is just like I don't know, like a bunch of like booths set up of like kids games and stuff like that. I think
Honestly,
maybe there was a Smash Ultimate booth or something.
The most fun I had at the actual convention was with me and Sam were hanging out with Heck Yeah and our friend Brian, and we just got drunk and we're just walking around like streaming. We met Boogie. We did like an interview with him. Like that was the most
Nice.
fun, and it was just like random people in the hallways, pretty much.
That's the
Exactly,
cool
yeah.
thing. That's the cool thing I think would be like seeing other people. And I think the major thing is like an ego boost for some people because they have fans walking up to them and shit. It's just kind
Right.
of cool.
That's
I
true.
guess.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
get to see the people at like the parties and stuff anyways. Like we saw Boogie again later that night at a party. So
Yeah, and Billy the Fridge and
yeah.
Justin Wang.
And also, like, most of those people were hanging out in, like, the hotel lobby outside the convention.
Yeah.
So it was like...
Dude, we
I'm
should
still-
get a
that's, like,
table.
where the fun's at.
We should get a table in the Marriott.
We should do a
Yeah.
lecture.
Yeah.
Well, I would be lame because I don't drink at all. So
No,
I would
dude,
just
have to
you don't
drink.
need a drink. You're just chill. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
you ever go to house parties in general and just be
No.
sober?
not really.
No?
Well, sometimes it's awkward, but I do go to some parties. Yeah,
Just drink some water. Say it's vodka. Who fucking cares? You know. Have
facts.
yeah.
I'm still debating reaching out to those people that sponsored Boogie before to get that chair. I'm thinking of making that a video after I'm done with all this and just
Yeah, you
like
should
get the
definitely
chair.
do that.
The boogie chair.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see the boogie chair. That would be hype.
Sit on Boogie's face.
Take a torch to it. I need to get it Boogie wrapped. That would be
Yeah.
dope. That'd
Dude,
be
imagine
sick.
a boogie wrapped
That's so
car,
good.
like a Fiat or something.
Just, like, a really stretched out image of his face.
That'd be sick. That'd be dope.
Just his whole body just
Yeah,
stretched
just like the
out
whole
out of the
thing.
car.
That'd be great.
Get one of
be
ESAM
awesome.
even.
With his old teeth.
ESAM wrapped car. Can I get copyrighted for that?
No, just say it's a Wojak.
Use his likeness on my car. No, that's Anthony Fantano. That's not ESAM.
Ooh, Fantano
No,
car.
it's Logic.
Yeah,
No one will know.
no one will tell the difference.
Well, this
Anthony-
has been a good episode. I think we should. It's a good time to.
Yeah, that's fine. Fucking end that shit. Get me the fuck out of here.
Well, how long has this been? It's been an hour and 20 minutes. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna stop my recording right now.
Yeah, same.
Okay,
Penis!